Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. Today I'm coming at you with OP08 Carrot. This deck's pretty fun, green deck. I'm not usually a fan of green. Now, I played Uta when I first started the game. It was a nice, really good deck for learning how the game works, but I don't think it's a particularly interesting deck. Bonnie is much more interesting, but I just don't particularly vibe with its playstyle. No shade to you if you love Bonnie, I'm just not a Bonnie fan. This deck was a bit more fun actually. I wouldn't say it's my favourite deck, but I did enjoy it a lot more. You basically focus around resting and freezing everything. It's kind of like black in that regard, but the cards don't go to trash, they just stay on the board asleep. This is pretty cool. So Carrot's effect is if you have a mink card in play, you can rest a 5. Pretty nice. And I'm playing a bunch of different minks. For the low cost minks, we have 4 of the Wander Searcher. Of course, search top 5 for minks. 4 of this Milky, which is a 2k, and you can activate main to rest her and restand a Don. Pretty cool. If this lives on the board, you get some pretty crazy value out of it, especially in combination with the stage Zoe. So there's the activate main, you rest the stage, and if your leader is a mink, you can restand one of your Don. And also at the end of your turn, you restand one of your minks type characters. The combo with Milky is really cool. If you're on, for example, 5 Don, and your opponent has played something for 4, let's say a Roblucci, you can play out the Milky for 2, tap the Milky to restand one of the Dons you paid for her, tap the stage to restand the other Don, so you're back to 5, then you can play out either Carrot or Inuarashi to freeze the Roblucci, and then at the end of the turn, you can even Zoe to restand the Milky, so that they've got to find the removal for it. Obviously against black, they'll usually have the removal, but you make them have it. It's pretty cool. I'm also playing a couple copies of this Vanilla Beppo, just as supplementary Wanders and Milkies if you really need to play something out that's low cost to activate your leader effect. He is a mink. And I prefer this to the other Vanilla. The art. We also have 4 Ezo. We're a green deck. We're playing Ezo. This is the best green 2k. Here's a few cards I'm trying out. This is a 2k that activates a Don at the end of your turn. It's not very relevant, but it's mink searchable. And I'm not a fan of the other minks 2k either. I wanted just a couple more to find off the Wander. The Dog Storm, I think this card's bad. I wanted to try it out to see if it would seem useful against black. But you don't often have all your Don rested, because you tend to have like 1 or 2 extra from things like the stage and the Milky. So you end up having some attached, and then this guy's effect doesn't proc. So it's not great. I've got an updated build I'll show after this that I didn't use in the games, but I think would be slightly better. Also have 2 of the Shishilian. This didn't come up either. I see the vision. You pay it for 4 and restand your Carrot, and then you can free something else. But so often your Carrot is either already freezing everything or getting removed. This literally never came up. For Doflamingo, we're playing green. We're playing Doflamingo. This card's insane. Especially combined with our leader effect, we can rest something that just came into play and then freeze it with Dofi. For Hody, because again we're green, we're playing Hody. This just clutches up games. You'll see one of the games I had no hope of winning. We get this off a life, and I wouldn't spoil if I won or not, but it gave me a shot. 4 of this Inuarashi. This guy is minx locked, so you can't play him in Bonnie, but he freezes 2 5 costs in this deck. Pretty cool. Carrot is an on-play when attacking, freeze a 7 cost. This is played in Bonnie. Carrot also makes great use of this card, especially with the ability to rest a 5 that's just freshly been played. This Conslot didn't really come up, but I think it could be pretty cool against something like Zorro. I didn't play against any Zorros today, but I think this Conslot could be pretty cool for that matchup. Pedro is nuts. He's a blocker, a minx blocker. And when he's KO'd, that's either by effect or by battle when you block, you can either rest one of your opponent's Dons to really throw up their curve, or you can KO a rested 6, which is really nice. A 4-cost blocker that carries a rested 6 is insane. And resting a Don, it forces your opponent to sequence very particularly. For example, normally you want to do all your attacks before playing out your characters. But if you wanted to play out like a Moria for 8, you'd have to leave 9 Don up, so you'd effectively have to either veto 1 Don for the turn, or attack after the Moria, which is obviously suboptimal, because then your opponent knows what you're doing. We talked about these guys, 2 of the 0 cost because we play quite a lot of bricks, 2 of the Electrical Luna. This is really nice against decks like Doflamingo, decks like Zorro, even decks like Calgara. This is pretty cool. I'm only playing 2 though because there's a lot of decks that this doesn't do very much. Things like Bonnie, things like Black. Yeah, this card's not great into those, but this can come in really clutch. Freezes every 7 or less that your opponent controls. Crazy. And then we have the stage that we've talked about. So as promised, I have a slightly updated build here. I've taken out the Shishilian and the Dogstorm and added in 1 more copy of Zoe to go to a full playset. I'm loving this card. This card's amazing. When you find it, the deck feels so much smoother. And I've also added 3 copies of Ryuma, just for a bit of removal. Also nice, if Black removes him, you can remove something back, which is pretty cool. And it works really nicely in combination with your ability, of course, so long as you already have a minks on the board. So if you're going to play this deck, I would recommend using this build. However, the games today are using the first build that I showed. So I hope you enjoy the games. If you do enjoy this video, please subscribe. My next video will be in a couple of days. I'm going to make a list for Garp, OP08 Carrot, a bit of a rogue deck. And let's get into the games. So here we are against the Rob Lucci. I do think this should be a little bit of a tough matchup. We do have a nice Hody Jones and a Doflamingo, and we also have the Zoe and the Wanda, so I'm going to choose to keep this one. We can start potentially, we can definitely start with the Wanda. Wanda can grab not a lot actually, we'll grab an Electrical Luna, that could be nice. We'll drop another Wanda. And Wanda can grab a Inuarashi here. We'll end the turn. Next turn, we can do Zoe. He's just going to swing in for 8, keeping it simple. Very nice. We draw another Hody. Hody tends to be quite good against Black, because they play a lot of blockers. We'll see how we go. We'll deploy the Zoe. Activate one of our Dons. And then we'll swing in for 7. Not going to play out the Milky because I can use this another time. Nothing to restand. We can even just use this as a 2k if we need it. He's on the 5. Could see a Sabo here. 4, most likely we'll see a Lucci here. He's swing 6 into 5. I'll take this one. Draw a Carrot. That's pretty nice. He does get the Lucci, unfortunately clearing both of our Wanders. We can drop the Milky, tap the Milky and the Zoe to restand those Dons and then play out the Carrot. So we can start by swinging in for 6. Yeah, we can start by swinging 6. He takes, deploy the Milky. Use the Milky effect, use the Zoe effect, and we'll play, then we'll use our leader effect, freeze this Lucci, we'll rest this Lucci, deploy the Carrot, freeze the Lucci, end the turn, and we'll restand the Milky. He is going to 7 here, he can drop Jack and KO our Milky pretty easily. And unfortunately, unlike the Bonnie, we cannot freeze Jack because he is not a real 7 cost. We'll definitely counter after this one here. I think I'll give him the Inuarashi. And here comes the Jack, almost certainly. Nope. We see a Khalifa into... Khalifa Brook to KO the Milky? I don't know. I don't know what we're seeing here. Khalifa into nothing. Interesting. Surely not what our opponent was looking for there. But hey ho. I think we'll look to accelerate the game this turn with the Hody. So we'll deploy the Hody, rest the Khalifa, and one of his Dons. We take the life, it's an Inuarashi, it's pretty nice. We can activate a Don here. We can activate a Don here. We'll swing in for 7 at life with the carrot, freezing the Roblucci. Then we'll swing in for 7 with the leader. He should counter out of this one for sure. And he does. And we'll swing in for 8 with the Hody. Against black, they remove all of your guys, so it's really nice if you can accelerate the game a little bit. We'll stand back up our carrot so he can't attack into it. You can take out the Milky with the Khalifa, that's absolutely fine, we'll let him have that. This Roblucci's still frozen, he doesn't have another one in his trash. He does have the Helmeppo and the Spandine. No Rebecca or Roblucci yet, if he wanted to do a Gecko Moria play. Yep, you can have the Milky. Milky's done a great job, she activated like 3 dons. He mills a Tempest Kick and a Spandam. He does have the 9, possibly for something, a combo or like a Stussy. We'll give him the Wander here. Be right back. Okay, and we'll see what he wants to do with the rest of his Don. There's one for Ice Age on the Hoodie Jones. One for Tempest Kick on the Carrots, so he probably has a Roblucci coming down here. It's pretty good for him. It's pretty good for him. We can drop another Milky to activate our leader effect if we need. We do have another Hoodie Jones here. We also have the Doflamingo. We can slow the game down a bit if we choose. He does drop the Lucci, clears both our bodies. Pretty strong. I think I'm liking the Doflamingo play this turn. Play out the Milky, use the Milky effect, use the Zoe effect, play the Doflamingo to freeze the Lucci, and the leader. And then we'll just swing 5 into his life. He goes with the Spandine to resummon a Khalifa, maybe? Does indeed resummon the Khalifa. Crashes a Sabo and a Roblucci. We get a Consulate, that's not going to do very much here. We could use the Electrical Luna. We could do something like Milky, use the Milky effect, use the Zoe. Rest the Roblucci, play out the Electrical Luna. That doesn't do a lot else. So I think the best play is using the Milky effect to restand the Don with the Zoe. Tap the Lucci with leader. Doflamingo, the Lucci, and his leader Lucci. And then we get to swing in just for 5. That's okay. So we'll go with 5, and then on the next turn we have Hoodie Jones to rest his blockers. I like that. Let's deploy this. Rest, set 1 Don active. Rest, set 1 Don active. Rest, Roblucci. Then we'll play out the Doflamingo. I think the Lucci, and the Lucci. And we'll end the turn restanding the Milky. He's got these wimpy guys as attackers, that's fine. If he can't remove our Doflamingo, we're in a really good spot here. He does only have 7 cards in trash, so he can't use Tempest Kick. He's already used just the 1 Ice Age, I believe. So he could have another one. Something like a Stussy would also be really good here for him. If he can't remove this, we have the Hoodie Jones to rest however many blockers he chooses to play. And then we can swing in for something like 7, 9, 10. Does look like he has the Ice Age, unfortunately. He plays Tempest Kick just to draw a card, unless that's a misplay. And he didn't count his trash properly. That is the 3rd Tempest Kick, I believe. There's only 1 left. Plays out the Gecko. He can do Helmeppo Lucci to remove our Doflamingo. Cannot get a Rebecca. But he will only have 4 cards in hand, so the Hoodie Jones, we can do 7 with leader. See what he does. And then if he takes, we can go in with 9 with the Hoodie Jones. If he does not take, we can try and stall with something like an Inuarashi play or a Electrical Luna play. Um, this has to be a mistake here. Yeah, our opponents made a mistake there. I'm not sure what happened there for them. And they do concede. So they did only have they had 3k counter in hand. So if we played out the Hody for 7, restood it on with Milky, restood it on with Zoe, we can swing in, we'd have 5 dom left. So we could swing in 8-10. And 8-10 would have actually got us there, because he did get a 2k off life, but it wouldn't have been enough for him. So I think we would have won that one anyway, with the correct swings, given that he couldn't remove our Milky. However, unfortunately he did misplay, so we didn't see the full resolution, but here we are. Got a game here against the Calgara. I think I want to go first to try and play Carrot on curve. Definitely getting rid of that. Zoe's okay. Still no Carrot though, no Wanda. Now Calgara, a lot of their characters are very low cost, so I think in theory we should be okay into them. But we'll see. If we don't draw any Carrots, it could be tough. We do have an Inuarashi, which is really nice. Rest a couple of their 5 costs, or freeze a couple of their 5 costs rather. They play out a couple upper yards, they draw a Holy and a Wiper 2k. We draw a Doflamingo. It's not amazing. We'll activate a Don, swinging for 6. Taking his time. I know you drew a Wiper. Calgara, sometimes they like to counter out early because they're going to take their own life anyway. Nothing for the Zoe. But this guy didn't want to. He's going to swing in for 6. He'll play out the Wiper perhaps. He does indeed. And we'll see what he grabs here. See if he finds an upper yard. He's already played 2. He'd be pretty lucky to find another one. But he does get it. So I guess he showed me. Deploys the upper yard. What will he find with that? Finds an L4. We'll take this one. Hody Jones. Not quite what I was looking for. Hopefully we can draw something nice off the top here. Even just a Milky would be okay. Or a Wanda. We do draw a Wanda. Wanda's pretty good. We can get our minks down. Use this. We do find the Carrot. Very nice. He didn't play anything for 3. He had the Holy. He should have definitely played the Holy. Even if he's saving it for the Ohm Holy combo, he should definitely have played the Holy. So we'll attack him for 5. Get a card out of his hand here. Sorry, this guy is playing pretty slowly. It's not that hard. 1k counters, some of these players on the sim, kind of crazy. They just do their turn and then leave for half an hour. But anyway, our hand's looking pretty good for the late game. We do have 2 Doflamingos. We have a Hody Jones to try and go for game. The Carrot pickup off this Wanda was really nice. We also have the Inuarashi for next turn. So on the next turn we can freeze so much. It's going to be pretty crazy. Let's rest this Wiper. We'll play out the Carrot, freeze the Wiper, end the turn. Nothing to restand. He's got the 6. He can do the classic combo, the Calgara into the Noland, if he has it. With the amount of searches he's been doing, he almost certainly has the Calgara. So he'd just be looking for the Noland really here. Calgara is the only character in his deck that we cannot rest with our leader effect. He's going to swing in for 7. No effect. I think we'll take this one. Get a Dog Storm. And he's got 4 for the Ohm into the Holy. Yep, and he's been punished. He drew another Holy. So we know he still has a Holy in hand. We're on the 7. We could go with the Holy Jones. Or we could go with the Inuarashi. We can also use the Pedro. Pedro's not bad here. He's a nice blocker. I think we'll go with the Inuarashi. No, I think we'll go with the Pedro play, so I'll take out the Wiper here. I'll rest this Ohm. We'll swing 7 into Ohm, freezing Wiper. Let's see if he wants to give us any cards here. Doesn't have any done up for his events. He does have a 0 cost, trashing a 5 cost Wiper. We can deploy the Pedro. Use the Zoe. We can swing in for 8 into the Ohm. See if he wants to give us another 2 cards. I'll be pretty crazy if he did. He doesn't. We'll end the turn, stand up the Carrot. He's got 2 attacks this turn. I might block one with the Pedro. We don't have a lot of 2Ks. We do have the Ezo. We have a couple 1Ks I'm happy to get rid of in these Dog Storms. He goes in with the 7. I think we'll give him no blocker. We'll give him the Ezo and the Dog Storm. He comes in for 5. We'll just give him the Dog Storm. He's got 6 here. Maybe play out a Calgara Vanilla. He does do that. We draw another Doflamingo. So we could play the Holy Jones here to rest and freeze his Calgara. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. In fact, I think I'm going to go for that. Nothing else to rest. We draw a Zoe off life. That's not good. We can use the Zoe to restand it on. And then we will swing 7 into the Holy, freezing the Calgara. If we can limit his characters on the field to around 3 or even 4, then these Doflamingos are going to go crazy. So I think it's a good idea to try and take out at least 1, perhaps 2 of these characters. He does counter out. Interesting. We'll attack him for another 7 into the Holy again. And he gives us it. I'm gonna just clear his board. If he wants to give us 2k, that's fine. We'll end the turn, restand the Carrot. We've still got the Pedro blocker. Might use it this turn to carry his Calgara. We'll see what he chooses to do. If he just attacks him for 5, I'll counter with the Inuarashi. But we do have to beware of things like Armoru and Flame Split, Blaze Slice, whatever they call it in English. He deploys the Wiper, gets rid of the stage. Finding a stage. Plays out the stage for 1. Finds a 2k Wiper. He's 4 Don left. Goes 1 for Flame Split. Rests our Pedro. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. He can go 7 here. Is he going to play anything out? He does. He plays out the 4 cost Wiper. You can have a look. I don't think there's any stages left. I think he's already played all 4. There's 1, 2... Yeah, the 4th one's on the bottom with this wiper. Yeah, he can't use this effect. We'll just take the 7 into 5. We draw an Inuarashi here. We draw a 0 cost, which is beautiful. I'll attack for 5 first. Then we'll attack for 6. Freeze this, I suppose. See if he gets a trigger there. He doesn't. I think I will choose to attack with the Pedro because I think we're going for game next turn. Attack for 5 with the Pedro. We'll rest his wiper. Attack for 8 with the Hody Jones. He plays out the L4. Very nice. If he did take that one, we could have gone for 12 with a Wanda. We'll deploy the Doflamingo. Freeze those. I can Zoe to activate a Don, I guess. Bluff a something like a 3 billion fold world Trichilia Cousin. We'll end the turn, restand the Pedro. He could have a rush unit here. He could have the 5 cost ace. We do have a 5k counter, so I think we should be okay. We always have the Pedro. And he doesn't have it. Nice win there against the Calgara. His last life was the ace, so if he had aggressively taken, he could have gone... He didn't have an Armaru, so he could have gone 5 for ace, and he's had 5 Don left, so he could have done 8, 9. We can definitely counter that with the Justice that we just drew there. Also get an extra 1k off the life. Hey, nice win against the aggro Calgara. Got another game here against Lucci. Not a fan of that. This is better. We've got the Carrot, which is pretty nice. Nothing on 1. Hopefully we can draw something on 3. Some kind of minks card. We do play a lot of the low-cost minks. I'm choosing to play a couple of the Beppo vanilla as well. We get the Wanda. Pretty nice. What we can find here. I'm going to take the Pedro, I think. And then we'll swing in for 7. Fortunately, we don't draw the stage this game. I do really like the stage in this deck. He takes the 7. We'll end our turn there. He could do something like 6 into a 3 cost Brook. Would be pretty powerful for him here. To get rid of our Wanda. If he does that, I'll play out the Pedro, rest the Brook, and then swing 6 into it. We do have a Hody Jones. This Hody Jones is very important. 5 into 5, we'll definitely take this first hit. We get another Carrot, that's pretty nice. See what we want to do for 4 here, might just be a Lucci. Goes with the Kuzan, okay, that's pretty good for him. So we can use the Milky, restand a Don, and we can swing big into the Kuzan. We can rest the Kuzan already, because he didn't remove the Wanda. I just assume the Wanda's gone against black. So we can actually use the Carrot here to freeze the Kuzan. So I think I'll just swing him 5 into face, and drop the Carrot. We've got a lot of our freeze guys. He should counter this one, I think, unless his hand's like really bad. There's no reason for him to take too aggressively. Yep, drops the Helmeppo, it's pretty good for him. Deploy the Carrot, freeze the Kuzan, end the turn. He goes to 6 here. Could drop something like a Sabo. Could drop something like an Ice Age into a Lucci. Tempest Kick not live yet. We'll see. Our next turn is the 7. We can do Hody, or we can play out something like Inuarashi, or even another Carrot. Freeze whatever he plays. And this is exactly a 6 cost. He swings in for 6. I think I'll give him the Milky. This character is a lot worse when you don't draw the stage. I think I'll just give him that. And then for 5, likely a Sabo, but who knows. I think perhaps he's debating whether to use an Ice Age and a Lucci to remove these. And he is going to go for that. I think that's definitely a much better play than dropping a Sabo. He will lose his trash, but it's whatever. Fortunately for him, we do have a pretty good counter in the Inuarashi. Freeze both of these guys. I think we're going to continue to go aggro into life. We can't freeze this actually. So we could drop the Carrot, freeze the Coos. Yeah, we can drop the Carrot, freeze the Kuzan, and then swing 7 into Lucci. Doesn't seem very good. No, I think we're going to have to ignore the Lucci. We'll swing 7 to life. Takes. Got the Carrot, freeze the Kuzan, and the turn. He has 4 in hand. To remove this Carrot, he can drop Moria this turn, but he does have go clear with the Moria with the Helmepper and the Brook, and the leader effect, of course. If he has a Moria, we are in danger. I'll give him one of these Inuarashis here. Mills a Moria and a Rebecca. That's even better for him. Now he can do the Rebecca Brook. Okay. This is looking like a pretty brutal setup. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to come back from this, to be honest. Next turn, I guess we can play out the Pedro, rest the Rebecca, and then Inuarashi to freeze the Kuzan and the Lucci. We'll take this one. Get a Shishilian. Oh! Wait, what? He didn't deploy the Brook. Oh, he missequenced. He missequenced and didn't remove the Carrot with the Brook. That's kind of ruined the game a little bit, I guess, but he might still win. He's still got a really scary setup. We'll rest this. I think we'll still go with the same play. I'm going to go with the Pedro and the Inuarashi. We can attack in for 5. Gives us 1k. We'll attack him for 6, freezing the Rebecca. Gives us a 2k. Deploy the Pedro. Deploy the Inuarashi. Freeze these and end the turn. We still have the Moria. If he attacks with the Moria, I will probably block with the Pedro. If he chooses to attack the Carrot. We need to defend all our characters I can. His misplay might give us a chance here. if he can drop more Morias, it's still not great. But it doesn't have anything in the trash currently. We do have the Holy Jones. The Holy Jones will be nice when we get there. It's just, yeah, a matter of will we get there. I choose to use the KO on the Pedro. I think we're always removing the Kuzan, because these are way better targets for him to recur. And Wepo being on the board is quite nice. He could just choose to do a bunch of swings into us. We do have quite a lot of counter though. Happy to ditch this Shishilian and the Ezo. Go 7 into 6. We'll definitely give him 2 here. Now we're going to block with the Pedro and rest a Don, so he cannot Moria now. So I believe, unless he didn't have one and he's baiting us, I believe that is a mistake from him there. And there's also the argument that I could have blocked the first hit with the Pedro to deny the Moria. But yeah, if you're playing against Carrot and there's a Pedro on the board, he's got 7 with Helmepo. Ten with Helmepo. I mean, I guess you got it. Yeah, sure. Interesting. I would love to find an electrical Luna here. Is it greedy if I go for it? Kinda. I'm gonna go for it anyway. We don't get it, unfortunately. We do draw the Inuarashi, though. Inuarashi is pretty good. So we can use the Inuarashi to freeze these two. We can always just rest the Rebecca. So the Rebecca can just sit there. If we're going to do 5 for Inuarashi, we've got 4 more. I think we'll go 7 at life with the Inuarashi. Then we'll go 8 at life with leader. Might choose to counter this if he has a couple 2Ks. He takes, that's really nice for us. He does take. Then we'll drop the Inuarashi, freezing the Roblucci and the Kuzan, and we'll end the turn. No Pedro this time, so he will be able to drop his Moria. I'm sure he has. But he doesn't have very much in trash. So that's pretty good. Did he not? I swear he attacked with this. He must have not used the when attacking. That's crazy. That's crazy behavior. Oh well. Got 10 cards. We aren't in a great spot. If we can draw a Doflamingo, that could be pretty cool. It goes 5 into 5. We'll give him the Shishilian here, I think. And we'll take the leader swing. Go to Brook to remove the Wanda. And he has 5 for Sabo. Okay. And then he swings in 5 for the leader. Why is he not swinging with his leader? This is very weird. Either way, I think we're gonna go for game here, or at least go for a position that potentially gets us game next turn. We'll deploy this, rest these, so we can do 7, 7, 8. What did he trash off the Sabo? He trashed a finger gun and a jack. He definitely has quite a few bricks. We do have a little bit of counter. We don't necessarily just lose on the clapback, though it is not looking good. But yeah, against the Lucci, it's a really tough matchup, I do find. If they can remove everything. He trashes Jack with the 6-king pistol. Do we want to redirect? We could remove potentially this Lucci and the Sabo. I think we'll send the 7 into him. See if he wants to defend this. If he defends this, I'll take out the Sabo. He does defend that. Okay. Then we'll attack Sabo. Yes, this guy has quite a lot of counter there. He can defend the Sabo. We're in a very tough spot. He can. Okay. Well, we might lose this one here then. But we'll see what we can do. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings. He needs 3 to go through. We do have 2 2Ks and 2 1Ks. We also get a trigger. There's a couple triggers here that could help us. The electrical Luna rests anything. Backs into the Hody. We'll let that go. Looks like he's going to play board. So he's 5 Don more. We can't defend 10 into Inuyarashi, so we have to let it go. And we have to hope to draw something off these lives here. 7. He's got 7-7. We need to take aggressively and try and draw Hody. Hody Jones potentially gets this game. Nothing else does. It's fine. He needs to click no action. Whenever you're attacking with Brook, please don't do this. Just click no action. We'll take no triggers there on the Zoe. Yep, swings in for 7. We desperately need Hody. There's a Hody. Where's a Hody? There's a dream. We'll rest these. And we'll go 7-9. He takes. Does he get a trigger? Nope. And let's see if he has it. He does not have it. He had a Kuzan, a brick in his hand. Very nice. Yeah, he must have drawn either the Who's Who or the Brook off the last life there. Nice win. He did make a big mistake in the early game, so we definitely shouldn't have won that game. But people make mistakes, right? And against Lucci as Carrot, I'll take a win where I can get it. But yeah, worth noting that this wasn't a real win. If he'd played properly and got, I think it was the Lucci on that one turn instead of a Khalifa, he'd have definitely won this game. Either way, we got lucky on the Hody on the last life, and GG's to our opponent there. Okay, up next we've got a green mirror. He chooses to go second. I think the important cards in this match are going to be the Carrot and the Wanda. I think we'll mulligan this. We do get the Wanda, that's very nice. For the Wanda, we'll grab a copy of Carrot. 2 Carrots now, that's pretty nice. Hopefully we can find some of our unsearchable cards in the near future. Plays out the baby 5. Draws a 10 cost Dofi. We can drop the Zoe here, that's pretty good. We'll attack 2 into 1. He lets it go. Follow Zoe. We'll use this. Attack in for 6. And then we'll restand our Wanda with the Zoe, so he can't remove it easily. He goes 5 into 5. We'll take this one. Get a Pedro. He drops the Arouge. We can rest the Arouge. Then I think I'll I can play out the... We'll play out the Pedro and swing 7 into the Arouge. He can rest our guy, but then we can restand it at the end of the turn with Zoe. So it doesn't really matter. Yep. If he wants to defend this Arouge. He's thinking about it. He wants to give us 2 cards here. That's brilliant. He trashes a 9-cost Zorro. So we'll end our turn and restand Pedro. He's going to draw to 6 here. His most likely plays is either play out a Cavendish. He swings him for 5. We'll go no blocker, and I'll give him the Vanilla Beppo. Swings him for 7. We'll take this one. We get 10-cost Dofi, that's pretty nice. He has 4 for another Arouge. He's got 2 down active, that's quite amusing. So we'll go Rest Arouge. Then we can deploy Carrot, freeze Arouge, Zoe to activate a Don. Then we'll swing 8 into the other Arouge, I think. Yeah, I like that. See what he wants to rest here. He rests presumably the Pedro. Yep. End the turn, resend the Pedro. Things in for 5. I'll go no blocker. I'll give him a Pedro here. He's got the 8. There's like the Rosinante and the Carrot. Carrot, unfortunately for him, freezes nothing. Amusingly. We're on 9. We can start dropping Dofis next turn. I don't think this Electrical Luna is going to be terribly useful. We'll rest this. Then I think I'm gonna swing 8 into the Rosinante, freezing the Carrot. You can rest either our Pedro or our leader. Chooses the Pedro. Gives us a counter there. So we can drop the Carrot for 5. Freeze the Arouge. Zoe, restand a Don. And then we can swing another 8 into the Rosinante. The Rosinante goes down, that's excellent. And we'll restand the Pedro here. Doing pretty alright, we don't have a lot of counter in hand. We are getting a little low on counter. I'll potentially use the Pedro blocker here. There's our Zorro. Okay. Pretty scary. He attacks 6 into the Carrot. I think we're going to need this Pedro next turn to block from this Zorro. So I might give him the Sicilian here. Yeah, I'll give him the Sicilian here. And now we can start going aggro at life. We'll save this Doflamingo to freeze his Zorro next turn. I will drop the Pedro. We'll start with seven at life, freezing the Arouge. The rest are other carrot, that's fine. I think we'll go 8 into the carrot. See if he wants to give us the 2k, 1k. He doesn't. We'll play out the Pedro 4, activate Zoe. And then we'll swing in with the Pedro at his life 8. End the turn, restand Pedro. So next turn, depending on what he does, we can either bunker up with Doflamingo, or we can potentially go for game. We do have 5 swings. He goes 9 into 6. I'll let this one go. See what he wants to do here now. I think we will protect one of the carrots. And this next hit. I'll use this. Solve that. Now, do we want to KO his character or rest a Don? I think I want to... He has 9 Don. He needs 2 for... Well, if we KO the Arouge, he needs to save a Don for his leader effect. Five into 5. I'll give him a no blocker. I'll give him a Milky. Drops the Basil. Okay. We drew another Doflamingo, but that's not going to cut it, I think. We can't rest anything with leader effects. Yeah, I'm not sure we can win this one. I think our best play is swinging twice and then playing out the Doflamingo and then going for game on the next turn. So we'll start with 5 from leader. And rest our carrot. Yep. He gives us a counter. Pretty nice. Yeah, I think I'll just drop the Doflamingo, freeze his Bonnie, and end the turn, standing up the carrot. He's got 4 attacks. He can go for game, but we do have the Pedro. So he would need to rest this for something like an Ezo if he wants to go for game. He could choose to block her up. That would be a little scary. We'll see what he goes for here. I do think the Bonnie should be somewhat favoured in this matchup because they play a lot of top end that we can't interact with, whereas they can interact with our top end with their leader effect no matter the cost. Carrot is obviously locked to that 5 cost rest. I'm gonna go 11, restand the Zorro. We'll take this one, get a Pedro. Take another one here. See if he wants to play it safe or go all out here. He just passes with 5 Don open. Interesting. So we need We would need 4 hits to go through. I don't think it's possible. Start with the 10. Yeah, I don't think this is possible. Unless he's super bricked up. He rested the carrot. With 5 on Wander. And he does get that there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that one. We needed a Hody Jones to close that out. If we'd had the Hody Jones to rest the Hawkins, I think we could have actually closed that one out there. Because he was pretty low on counter. But that was a pretty good game. Yeah, I think we were just missing a Hody there. But either way, that was a lot of fun. Let's get into the next one. Okay, hope you enjoyed those games with the carrot. We got some nice wins there, and nice to showcase a loss at least as well. I think this deck does have some problems into black in the meta, which is quite problematic as the meta right now is mostly black. I think I haven't tested against BY Luffy. People don't seem to like playing it on the sim, and to be honest, the people that do play it on the sim are pretty bad a lot of the time. So I'll be testing that in real life at a later date. I think in theory this deck should have a decent BY matchup because you can just rest their Sabos for free, and you can freeze everything with Carrot and Inuarashi. But yeah, I do enjoy this deck. I hope you have too. Definitely more of a rogue deck, but you could be edging into tier 2 if you really wanted to. I'd strongly recommend this list over the list I played in the video. The cards I've cut didn't really do anything, and the extra copy of Zoe I think is really nice. If you're not a fan of the Ryuma, you could consider extra copies of the 0 cost or a couple more 2Ks. Or you could even swap some of these cards around and play a Baby 5 engine for the donquixote Doflamingo. You could swap these carrots and these Ezos out for some 2Ks, and maybe swap these Ryumas for something else that's donquixote as well. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a lovely day.